So I've decided that moving forward when it comes to my videos, we're gonna have a little bit more fun here, folks. Usually when I give my reactions and give my opinions are always based on what you're supposed to do. They're always based on tough love and the reality of XYZ. Well, now we're gonna spice it up. I'm still gonna give you views on what you're supposed to do. But every now and then, I'm also gonna give you views as a toxic person. I'm going to give you views as that friend that you have in your life that never wants to see you win. That will always tell you things that you shouldn't be doing. That friend that always wants to keep you single. Because really and truly, this is reality TV, folks. And if I need to be more relatable, then I guess I got to spice it up. So it'd be entirely up to you, folks, to be able to identify when I'm being deadly serious about the views that you should be taking and when I'm giving you views that you really shouldn't be taking. Let's have some fun, folks. Let's have some fun. Let's get into this new season of The Single Life.
Pedro, but I was like, oh, so it was good. He basically took me to the jewelry store and he bought me a $2,000 necklace. And that was the first time we met in person. You know, he's just so romantic. And I like that he's trying to win me over kind of, because he doesn't buy me flowers at once. It's every week I get new flowers at my door. Then he leaves this little love note in the flowers.
You know what, Sophie? Do you, girl? Oh my God. Yeah, you take that man for every penny he's got. If he wants to have you, he needs to pay the price. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. 2,000, girl. I don't think he spent enough on you personally. I think he should have spent more than that on you. And now he's also making sure that he's making you feel like he's going to do whatever he can possible to win you over. Girl, push the limits. See what else you can get out of him. Do that. Come on now, you know your worth. Yeah.
With Pedro about what my intentions are. I wanted to come here and have a good time, get to know him. But I feel like he's touching very strong feelings very early on and let someone force me into something that I'm just really not ready for yet. So,
I mean, listen, folks, I'm going to say this to now. If you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to make a man feel comfortable enough to buy you things, understand that he's definitely going to feel like you're his. Understand that he believes that the direction that you're both going into is a direction of actually being together. But you know what, though, girl? It doesn't matter what he wants. The only thing that matters is what you want. And what you want is for him to buy you. Okay? You want him to spoil the hell out of you. And whether or not he can handle a high value woman like you or not, that's his problem. But at the same time though, fellas, understand this. If you're going to splash the cash on a woman, understand that it doesn't mean that she's guaranteed going to want to be with you. And it definitely doesn't mean that guarantee that she's going to want to actually sleep with you. But then at the same time, I'll be down. If I'm going to spend 2,000 or more on a woman, she better be ready to open up those legs by the end of that date. Are you dumb? Bro, if she's not doing that, then she's not the one for you. Let's continue.
that's random. But otherwise, and it's just gonna I just feel like, in his head, we're in a relationship. Like, if you ask him, I feel like he's like, yes, my girl. Just have fun. I feel like he wants men have fun now. Like, now he's gonna feel like, she's in my country, she's dating my friends. Like, I feel like maybe it's giving him from my mind.
I mean, listen, let's look at it this way, right? First and foremost, this man has invited you to the DR. And not only has he invited the DR, but he's also invited you because it's his sister's birthday, okay? So if he's going to go out of his way to invite you to his sister's birthday, then that means it's a very simple thing. It means that he wants to really see where you and him can go. Because if he is in a position where he wants to introduce you not only to his friends, but also his family, it tells you a lot about where this man stands. But you know what, girl? With the hell with that. With the hell with that. Why the hell would you want a man that's trying to rush you into meeting his family? Why would you want to be with a man that's clearly making it clear that he actually wants to take you seriously? He doesn't see you as just somebody to sleep with. He sees you as a woman of actual value that he actually could make into his woman and therefore marry and continue to look after her. Hell, what the hell with that? Why would I want that from him? Does he not know that I'm in my single era right now? He needs to understand that just because he's buying me things, it doesn't mean he can have me. And if he feels like I'm misleading him, well, that's his problem. But see, this is where the problem is, folks. This is where the problem's at. The problem that we have here is that communication is not key. But you see, when it comes to Sophie, though, communication has never been her friend. But let's continue.
I told Sophie and her husband divorce was more fight alone. He was the worst husband that he made like miserable all the time. When you get the phone calls and answer the phone.
Let's call a spade for spade, broski. If you are dealing with a woman or even a man for that matter, okay, and they are telling you negative things about their past, telling you negative things about their ex, That's a red flag straight off the bat. You should know from that moment in time that this is somebody that you may not actually want to have in your life moving forward. Something that you really want to think about. But then on the flip side though, oh, so she wants to entertain me while she's still mad at X. Okay. Maybe instead of me taking her serious as a woman that I can actually be with, I can just use her just for her body. Broski, do your thing, man. Bend up. Yeah, so end of the day, the problem here is that Pedro knows that he wants a woman that he can actually take serious, which is absolutely fantastic. But Sophie, on the other hand, walking red flag.
Any hookers with him?
Yeah. We left this guy was horrible to me. I still had love for him. When he's been nice to me, I forgot all the bad memories.
I'm speechless.
It's hard when you love someone. I want to be like, goodbye, you know?
You know, in life, it's very, very important to be able to identify when somebody is a walking red flag. It's very important to identify when somebody is a pure deal breaker. This woman is literally out here telling you that, one, she still entertains her ex. Two, that the divorce is only early on, so it wasn't even like it's only just begun, which is still very early and raw. So that means things need to be a bit questionable. So I'd probably ask more questions regarding that personally. But to be fair, he has, because he's found out that not only have they only just started the divorce process, but they're still sleeping together. They're still hooking up and they're still in communication. But in the same breath, she has the audacity to sit there and just tell you that her ex was horrible to her. Make it make sense. If you meet a woman or meet a man that isn't making sense within what they're telling you regarding their past life, walk away. Don't even bother asking any more questions. Don't even look for hope. Just walk away, because you're going to waste your time. Okay? Oh, but but then again though, girl, I tell you this now though, maybe he just needs a woman to come along, okay, to heal him, okay? Oh, sorry, I'm flipping it, wrong one, sorry. But then again, bro, man, listen, maybe you can be that guy that takes her away from her ex. Maybe you can be that guy that convinces her that you're a better breed, that you're a better man. So bro, you know what? Keep splashing the cash. Keep taking her out. Keep doing exactly what you're doing, and eventually she's gonna realize that her ex ain't shiz. Yeah, only a fool would do that type of BS. Because the reality is this: if she wants you and she's all about you, well then this conversation regarding ex shouldn't even be happening. And also on top of that, the fact that you're in a position where you are now trying to work hard to win over a woman that is still in communication with her ex, that tells me a lot about you yourself in particular. But hey, with that being said though, folks, let's get into the next one itself in particular here, okay? So let's get into Elizabeth.
4 months into dating Jason, I found out that he had another girlfriend that he was dating for a year. But he did, he couldn't. A couple months ago, right before I broke up with Jason, I didn't get the best news. It turned out to be pre-stage 1 ovarian cancer, which a miscarriage that Jason and I had. And I'm so grateful for that, because it helped me catch me being sick, but
It's actually quite sad, isn't it, that a miscarriage is what allowed her to even know that she had cancer. But at the same time, it's sad that the miscarriage had to happen for her to know she had cancer, but at the same time, the miscarriage was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because she was going to be in a position where she was going to give birth to a child based on a man that cheated on her, which is not good, which would have never been good business long term. Do you see what I'm saying? So sometimes in life, we have to try and find a way to find the positive in the negative. You know, in this situation, having a miscarriage is not an easy thing for any woman. This way, it is nothing but a negative, right? But at the same time, there is a positive sometimes. Sometimes when these things happen that are out of our control, it's because we're technically potentially being saved from that said person or that said situation. Do you see what I'm saying? But luckily, and the good thing is that Liz did recover, but recently she came out to say that she's back. That they have found another mass of cancerous inside her body, so she's now going through the process again, unfortunately for herself. But let's continue.
But it took a huge toll on me. But I also know that I'm going to overcome it. I'm really hopeful about my future. I don't want to waste any moment.
You know, one thing that I do know is that they say that when somebody has cancer, they can make a lot of choices that are very, very radical. Make choices that they wouldn't normally make. They start to make a lot of irrational choices. So to be fair, based on however this season goes, I think we're going to witness exactly how cancer affected Liz's a mentality moving forward, because in this first episode already, anyway, she's already talking about this guy that she's met at this event thing that Sophie's taken her to in the DR, and she's saying that this man is nothing but just somebody for me to have a little bit of fun with, which isn't a bad thing. But I do wonder if that choice that she's making, is it based on the fact that she's just in the era, or is it based on the fact that she doesn't want to commit to anyone right now because she's worried about the fact that she won't be for any longer. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be kind of paying attention to throughout this season, though, when it comes to Liz and some of her choices. I'm going to try and identify if her choices are made out of the fact that this is what she wants, or is it out of the fact that she's got that mentality of somebody that usually knows that they're in a situation where their health is on the line. But let's continue and let's get into Gino.
I'm not divorced yet. Okay. Well, I'm married but separated. We don't.
With someone who's still technically married, what if they're not done? What chance does it have for me to leap forward and try to start something if he's not ready?
His voice is cracking. What the hell is going on here? What is he hiding?
Whatever.
Honestly, these women were just so odd to me, especially given what they do next. And I don't like Gino in any shape or form, but boy, I low-key feel sorry for him in this scene. Let's see.
Marriage. She met a random guy at the gym, and cheated on me with him.
What?
And then while she was married to me, she got pregnant. I think it's kind of turning off the ladies here. But anyway, to change the subject a little, what are you guys looking for?
So the baddest thing about it is that these women asked him questions. They asked him questions, he then started answering them. Now, obviously, in Gino fashion, he over-elaborated a bit too much. Started saying things that he really didn't have to say or didn't need to say. But it is what it is, okay? He's only a human being, right? But obviously, he then picks up on the fact that this conversation isn't the one that he wants to have. This conversation isn't the one that's going to get him a woman. So what does he do instead? He tries to change it. And because he tried to change the conversation, this is how they reacted. So these women sat there judging him. Like, yo, why are they laughing at him though? Like, they sat there as if they were too good for him, but now they're laughing there like a bunch of teenage mean girls. Yeah, I mean, listen, any woman that comes across Gino, I will always say that they have dodged a bullet by not being with this man. But in this situation, he dodged a bullet by not being with these two women, because I don't know what the hell they were doing. But now, let's get into the nitty gritty of where we're about to spice things up.
Can you hear?
I didn't hear it. I knew meeting women in person would probably be difficult, but how did this all end up in such a disaster? In person, I might be a little bit too anxious, so I've been posting more things on my social media nowadays.
Yeah, broski. If you don't have the confidence to be able to talk to women in person, go online, make a profile, and literally overhype yourself, literally make yourself look like you are this dude. And then when they meet you, you just gotta know how to keep up that same energy. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I fully encourage everybody out there in the world who, struggles with confidence in person, please go online, make a profile, and do what you can to make that profile look like someone that you're not. Make it look so approachable. Make it look like as if you are the best person ever. Yeah, do that. Sure, do that. Yeah.
Curate the image I want women to have me. It makes me a lot more confident going to meet someone. Check this out.
You know what? There is nothing more attractive than a human being, especially a man who finds his confidence by going online. Doesn't have his confidence in person, but he has it online. Nothing more beautiful. Oh my days. Gino found the hack. Oh my day. This is a man's man. Women, ladies, I promise you this now. If a man is only confident approaching you online, but he wouldn't do the same thing in person. People always have this conversation about, I don't understand why I'm single. I don't understand why this dating life is so bad, blah, 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 blah. Now, listen, in my opinion personally, and this advice is more for the men than it is for the women, but women should also listen to it too. if you really want to go out there and you really want to find someone that's for you, you've got a better chance of doing it in person than you have online. When you are online, people are just literally swiping left and right based on your profile. In person, if you're able to approach someone, bring in the right aura. You know what I mean? Just walk up to a nice lady. Obviously, it could be the other way around. You know what I mean? Like, walk up to a man or whatever, but you can walk up to a nice lady. You know, if you see her, you just stop her. You know, just walk in and just say, hey. It depends on the context. I mean, really and truly, the situation itself in particular. Some people may start with something cheesy, and I don't get it twisted. Cheesy can work. It's about the delivery that matters. Okay, I can walk to the streets right now, see a beautiful young lady. I can literally approach and be like, "Hey, how are you?" That can easily work. Okay, easily work. Or I can walk up to her and say some cheesy shit. It's hard for me to think about cheesy shit because I don't know if I ever say cheesy things. I probably do, but I just don't know it. I probably get away with cheesy things because it's the way I deliver it. You see what I'm saying? But either way, though, the matter of the fact is, be cautious, folks. Be cautious. But at the same time, if you want to take Gino's advice here and go the online situation, sure, do it. Yeah, sure.
I posted a picture today of me working out. This woman says, "Sexy man, I definitely would not be able to go with you because I'll be looking at you and trolling." Lots of women sliding into my DMs lately, and I love it. I freaking love it.
Yep. Mandem. All the fellas out there listening real quick. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can, take a few tips. If you want women in your DMs flooding you, just go online, make a whole profile, make yourself look like that dude. Make yourself look like him. But again, like I said before, when you make a profile online, you just got to make sure you match that same energy in person. But then at the same time, though, there's definitely a lot of women that if you can fool them online, you can also fool them in person. There is that part too, because how many times do we ever come across a couple on the show or a person on the show or even in real life where they say that she or he isn't the same person that I met online, but because they've got me hooked in and the potential, I know I can bring that out there. Maybe there's something that I'm doing different that's not allowing me to. Because you know how people always say, "Oh, when we spoke online, you was like this, but now we're in person, you're like this." But yet for some reason, instead of paying attention to the red flag of the fact that this person is now different in person compared to what they were online, instead of paying attention to that red flag and being like, you know what, I need to bounce, people are like, nah, it's okay, I'll stick around, because eventually that person's going to creep up at some point. So you know what, by all means necessary, people, do that, waste your time. But with that being said though, let's move on to the next one, it's something particular. So Kimberly. Oh, the Kimberly situation is mad. Now, bear this in mind, folks. The Kimberly situation here is definitely coming in 2 videos. We're gonna talk about her dating life here, and then after that, we're gonna talk about exactly what went down. That was the real TT in another video. So pay attention to that one, please. Stay tuned, subscribe, notifications on, and you will see that video come out, because that one, right itself in particular, yeah, I'm about to put that woman in blast. But let's get into what happened with Kimberly in terms of her dating side of things.
Tricky with me and B because the connection is there, like you can feel it, you know? But he's just a friend of benefits. I just don't feel like we're at that point to make it a relationship.
We had that with Gino. It was the same thing. We had the connection, but there was all these other red flags at a certain age that.
You know, Kimberly's kind of lucky here. She's got good friends. They're telling her. But the same thing happened to Usman, though. Remember with Usman? Yeah, you were sleeping, but nothing really came of it. Literally what you got going on here with this B dude is literally the same thing. But is Kimberly looking to listen to that though? That's the question. Is she really looking to listen? Now here's the thing, folks. Sometimes in life we have the friends around us that are actually good for us. They tell us advice that we need to hear. But then we have the person that we're trying to give advice to, and that person does not want to hear it because they're too much in their own thoughts. So let's flip this up a little bit. So right now, Kimberly's got friends that told her not to do this. So now let me respond as if I'm in Kimberly's brain right now. Yes, so first and foremost, let me replay this bit here, and then I'm going to respond to it as if I'm in Kimberly's brain right now, unfortunately.
Same thing. We had the connection, but there was all these other.
I just don't feel like we're at that point to make it a relationship.
We had that with Gino. It was the same thing. We had the connection, but there was all these other red flags at a certain age that.
Yeah, but obviously, you know, he sleeps with me, makes me feel good about my body. And to be fair, I've known him for such a long time. He knows me, I know him. Surely, I can convince him at some point to want me. Like, why wouldn't he? I know my friends are telling me things that are right. Should I listen to my friends or listen to myself? Well, who knows me better than anybody else? I know myself better than anybody else. But let me just ignore the fact that all of my choices with men have actually been atrocious. But I still know myself. You know what? But he gives me the good D. No, I'm going to stick around with that guy. F those women. I don't need to know about that. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, people with that type of mindset, I ain't going to lie to you. You know best.
We all are. It is refreshing for me to see her hoe phase. You know what? I'm all for that. Are you for that?
Yeah, I think he did.
This is the moment that I realized her friends didn't really know who she was. She said, I'm all for that whole phase. I'm sorry, but when is Kimberly never, when has she never not been in the whole phase? That's a genuine question, folks. That's what I want to know. They think that this is Kimberly's whole phase? Damn.
Her sister Flo to tell me about me, like meeting other guys or like this whole picture friend thing, because I want to see what he's going to say. Like, don't do that. Let me try to be your man. B and I are good together, and I know he sees it. And I was.
Why are you lying to yourself? Actually, no, sorry. You know what, Kimberly? You're right. You're right. This man has been sleeping with you. Please, yes, I fully believe that you can convince him to have a relationship with you. 100%. Honestly, and to be fair, the whole tactic of trying to make him jealous by talking about other guys, yo, that tactic is so top tier. Nothing toxic about it whatsoever. I encourage every single person to do this. Do this. Yeah, 100%.
It's kind of hoping that with age that B would like, calm it down a little bit. Like we're cool, like we're friends with benefits now, and I love that. But like I'd like maybe to see it grow to see what else it could be.
Copy and paste. Didn't she say the same thing to Usman? Does she not ever pay attention to patterns? There's people in life that pay attention to their patterns, so therefore they don't do it again. Kimmy's the kind of person that has a pattern, but then will do it again. Are you okay in the head? Literally having the same conversation, and to make it worse, not only is she having the same conversation that she had with Usman when we first met her on 90 Day Fiancé, but she's having the same conversation with this B dude in the bed. I'm pretty sure when she had this conversation with Usman, it was in the bed as madness.
The only way we're gonna find that out is with more time.
We should plan like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he said, bear this in mind, folks. These two have known each other before Usman even existed. Slept with each other then. And now he's saying, but with more time, maybe we can finally figure out how we can be together. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Spend more time with him. You have no time to waste. Why not? Why not? Listen, only a freaking fool is going to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm going to spend more time with you. Damn, how many... We've known each other for how long? How much more time do you want? Stupidity.
Text me and I went over to a hotel with him last night. Sure you don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that.
Look at that. Oversharing. Who the hell overshares that type of information with their child? Imagine that. I'm telling your son, yes, I went over to a hotel last night with this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we were doing the madness. But listen, folks. I want you to remember this scene in particular here, where Kimberly literally is more than happy to be open with Jamal about her sexual activities, but yet she couldn't be open with him about that one big secret, which you're going to find out in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you there.